Better days.
Uh-oh. What's up?
Well, so I had a question. My question was, how do I differentiate myself to employers? So I graduated from with a business degree in economics May 2017, and I've been looking for work ever since. So I graduated. I was on the dean's list every single semester, save one of my college career, and I graduated cum laude.
Good for you.
And to give you a little bit more of my background, since age 17, I've been independent, and so I've worked my way through my final year of high school and all 4 years of my college. So it's been tough.
What do you want to do?
I didn't get... So...
What do you want to do?
I've trained... What do I want to do? I trained to be a data analyst, so I'd like to get a job in that field.
Okay. All right. And what do you think that position is worth?
So the going market rate for that, the median, is $52,000 a year in salary.
That includes people with experience that are not straight out of college, right?
No. That is for people who are supposed to be out of college, bachelor's degree, to have 0 to 1 years of experience in the field.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I've got some data analysts here, and I knew they made more than that, but I was wondering where you got that. Okay. All right, cool. Well, so first thing is go to Ken Coleman, Ken Coleman's website, The Ken Coleman Show or kencoleman.com, either one. And you want to download his 2 PDFs there, how to distinguish yourself in the interview process, and also how to write a resume that'll actually get you an interview. Now, a couple things. One, most employers, unless they're like huge companies, sadly, really don't care about whether you're on the dean's list. They really don't care what your GPA was. I'm glad you did that. It does indicate to me as an employer that you're a smart guy. But truthfully, all I care about is, can you do the work here? That's what I care about. And to the extent that that indicates you can do the work, fine. But I'm going to be concerned about your street smart as well as your book smart as to whether or not you can actually pull that data up and use some common sense to look at that data. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. And so what any employer, I mean, you got a degree in econ, you know this, what any employer is looking for is a return on investment. So if they're spending $60,000 on you, they want to make $600 from the data you produce. And so you've got to produce data that gives them some kind of insight into their business that causes them to make money. Is that logical?
It does.
Okay. So what are you doing? What are you doing for food to eat right now? What kind of side? You got a side hustle or a part-time hustle or something while you're trying to eat, right?
Yeah. So I finally received part-time employment this past June, and I'm a courier, and so I deliver pharmaceuticals to hospitals, regional hospitals. And when I complete my runs for the day, I usually do DoorDash, so I deliver food.
Gotcha. Okay. So what are you making? How much money are you making? How much money are you making?
It really varies.
I mean, roughly a month. In a given month, what do you make roughly?
In a given month, roughly $2,000 to $2,500.
Okay, cool. Half of what your market value is as a data analyst then. All right, cool. All right, Here's a couple of ideas, and I don't know exactly how to help you break through, but I will tell you that you need to be really, really careful in the language that you use, your sentence structure and so forth, that indicates when you're talking to a potential employer that you don't feel entitled to anything, that you don't feel put out. You sound a little put out, that somehow everybody hasn't lined up to hire you, okay? And if you transfer that to me in an interview, I'm not going to hire you, because what that tells me as a hiring manager is nothing I'm doing as an employer is ever going to make you happy. That's what I hear, okay? And I understand your frustration, but I'm coaching you. You follow me?
I hear you.
Okay. So go in there and say, how can I add value not you owe me something. And and you weren't saying that overtly. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not picking on you. But just be very careful that you're there to serve. When I have someone come in here that says, hey, if you pay me $60, I'll make you $600, and I can show you how. That's somebody that gets me my attention. If I hire a sales rep and I'm going to pay them 10% commission, it's the same thing, right? I'm paying them $60. They're bringing in $600 in gross revenues, right? And so I can do that all day long if I think the guy or gal can sell. And so I can add that salesperson because they make me more than they cost me and all of that kind of thing. So that's what you're doing. So a couple ideas to throw on top of this. Three ideas. Number one, go to Ken Coleman's website and download both of those PDFs. They're legit. They will give you some good. It's how to win the interview and how to write the perfect resume. Resumes are worthless, though, without these other two ideas. Idea number two, you need to find someone that works for the company. I don't care if it's in shipping that you want to go to work for, that you can make a connection to, a friend of a friend. A friend, somebody you go to church with, whatever the deal, right? And so they can walk your resume into HR or into the hiring manager and say, hey, at least give this guy a look. Because here, let me give you an example at our place. We hired 200 people last year. We're in your city. We had 15,000 applications. You get lost in that no matter how cool you are. That make sense?
So I understand that's how I got my current job. I have a friend of a friend,
there you go.
Friend of my Sunday school teacher.
Yeah, we gotta get, just get me in the door. Now, I'm not asking you to hire me because this guy. I'm just asking you to get me in the door and let me get in front of them. Okay, then go in there, all polished up. Not weird, not nerded out, but I mean, you combed your hair, you brushed your teeth, right? You're wearing a belt, all that stuff. You're dressed appropriately for that particular workplace. You go in there, you smile, you look the guy in the eye, and you say, I can add value. All I need is a shot. I will bring in this company, this organization, more than I cost. And I can show you exactly how I can do that. And as a matter of fact, have done a little bit of research on the company itself so you can actually show them how you're going to do that, right? Say, I've already looked at this area over here. I think I could do something in that area. Then, last idea. If none of that works, here's a way to break in. Offer to work for 3 weeks for free. I'm going to come in here and show you. I'm going to give you a sample of this pizza, and you're going to want the pizza. I'm going to give you a sample of this biscuit. You're going to want the biscuit. And I'm not trying to be weird. I'm not trying to be strange, but I will come in here and work for 3 weeks for free and get my feet in here and show you guys that I will do anything that it takes to add value to this company more than this company pays me. I just want a chance to be a blessing. I want a chance to serve this organization's customers. And if you kind of come at it that way with that attitude and that body language, that tonality with your voice, and it changes your sentence structure. And that's what I was kind of coaching you on a little bit earlier, your sentence structure and the way you approach the thing, the emotion you're using. Because I got to tell you, they're not hiring you based on your degree. They're not hiring you based on where you went to school. They're not hiring you based on the dean's list. They are not hiring you based on any of these things. They are only hiring you because they can make more on you than you cost them. And that's what we're trying to convince them of. Based on our education, based on the tools that are in our belt, based on the way I carry myself, based on my street smarts, I got to tell you, the fact you've been independent on your own since 17 is probably more impressive to me as a potential hirer